Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would sit down and do a video for you guys. You know, I had someone ask me a question. It was actually one of my clients, and they're like, look, you've kind of spoken out against extreme diets. But given what you know about nutrition, what you know about gains, like if you had to do one, I'm kind of like, well, what do we mean had? And he's like if you got $1 million to pick a carnivore versus a vegan diet and for you to still make gains that year, okay? See where we're going with this? So I would have a real incentive to do so. And my goal was to maintain my long-term health and still make improvements in body composition. Which one would I pick? That's easy. Vegan. Straight up. And I know that's going to surprise people, like, but you're all about protein. I am all about protein. The problem is, to be honest, even I would almost still lean towards vegan if someone said if you had to do a deep ketogenic diet, to where talking like 70% fat calories, carbs 20 grams a day tops, and you had to get all your fat from animal products, like a deep keto, I'd still pick vegan in that case. And I know that'll come as a surprise to a lot of people, because they're like, you don't like any of that. I'm like, I don't like any of that. And here's my point. It's not that you can't make gains on a vegan diet. That's not my problem with it. My problem is that it is way more difficult and nuanced. And I look at it as I don't hold a strong enough moral view of the topic for me to sacrifice the amount of work and effort required. And that'll upset a lot of vegans, and that's okay. I'm just giving my opinion. But is it possible to still make really good gains and have good health on a vegan diet? I don't think you can do that on a carnivore. I think you will absolutely sacrifice your long-term health. And I think it is a hell of a lot harder to gain muscle. It's way harder to optimize performance on a carnivore diet. I would go so far as to say it's nearly impossible. Okay? And it will destroy your health in the long term. It from a logic perspective, it is the most stupid diet anyone has ever come up with. Like scientifically, nutritionally, it is the most insane diet anyone has come up with. The fact that anyone convinces people to do it is beyond moronic. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. It is just that dumb. At least with a vegan diet, you could supplement the things you're missing. You can make food choices that will make up for the deficiencies and problems with the diet. It's actually possible. Like, again, if I was put in a situation to where, that sort of money involved, and then I'd have an incentive to do it, and then I'm not even calculating in the cost or anything else of doing it correctly, it's a really easy choice. It just is. This is. Mainly, and here's why. All the phytonutrients, the antioxidants. There's so much of there. Also the ability to eat as many carbs as you need. Okay, let's be frank here. Look, protein's a big deal. Protein's a big deal. But if you're talking about optimizing performance, carbohydrates. Not even saying you have to do a high carb diet, but you need a certain minimum threshold. Okay? And it's not 20 grams. Okay. Like even if you're getting a lot of fat and protein calories, look like I'm doing fairly high fat right now, with tons of protein, but I still get like 100 grams of carbs a day, even cutting. You can't perform under that. You really can't. It compromises your workouts. So at least you still have access to the carbohydrates, and you have all the phytonutrients, the antioxidants. You're good there. Like all of that is good. You're good because we get that stuff from plants. All right, this is easy. You have to supplement B12 though. Okay, that is a diet to where you will have to supplement, or it will harm your health seriously in the long term. You have to supplement B12. You may or may not need to supplement iron. Gonna have to watch omega-3 intake. No, I don't think you have to get the omega-3 from EPA and DHA. You're probably gonna need to eat a lot of walnuts and stuff, though. Just saying, you're gonna have to pay attention to the omega-3. Then it comes to the protein question. Like, how would someone do that? You're going to have to pick a lot of protein-rich foods. You're gonna have to accept you won't be doing things like the protein overfeeding that I talk about. You're not gonna be able to pull that off. But given the higher fiber intake with the appetite and some of the thermic end, yeah, that would still be there. Fiber can go a long way for both of those. Not necessarily the most delicious way to do it. But we come back over to, I don't know, with enough beans in your diet, enough soy. You could pull it off. I could pull it off. Maybe some, probably have to have some plant-based protein shakes. But I mean, yeah, I could, if I were put on the spot and had to do it, could I pull off a plant-based diet and still deadlift 600 pounds? Yeah, I think I absolutely could. It's doable. Cutting isn't that hard. Losing weight on a straight-up vegan diet, not that hard. It really is the muscle growth in that's the difficult thing, and it really is the protein side. But it could be done with correct supplementation, with careful food choices. Could you still pull it off and be pretty close to optimal? I don't like to admit it. Okay, so I want to be clear here. I don't say this and say, oh yeah, this is great, because I don't like the idea of this. But if you're asking me to be intellectually honest, yeah, I could do it. It is within my knowledge and scope of knowledge to pull it off. I can't do that on a carnivore. I can tell you straight up, looking at the options that are there and even the crazy solutions carnivores come up with, there is no way you're going to pull it off for long-term health. You are going to destroy your gut flora in the long term. You're going to wreak havoc on it. Any way you break it down, you're going to end up with a potential for atherosclerosis. And performance is always going to suffer. You're talking like zero carbohydrate. Unless you're drinking milk. I don't even know why they call milk a carnivore, though. You're drinking milk. I don't know where they come up with the idea of doing butter. It's like carnivore. Have you ever seen a lion skim milk and churn butter? I haven't. So, back over to answer the question. If put in the position of picking one for $1 million, I'd go vegan. Straight up. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. Hope it's been informative. And I'll talk to you guys next time.